Hi, my name is Marty Housem, and I am here to talk to you about a very touchy subject, and that's judging. We as women have a tendency to judge quite a bit. Now, it may be sometimes just in our head, but we do judge. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We will see a woman walk by and be thinking, honey, just because it comes in your size does not mean you need to be buying it. Or we'll see a young lady sit down in church and be thinking, sweetie, Jesus sees how short your skirt is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. However, the one that we truly judge all the time is ourselves. We judge ourselves. We judge our hair color, our height, our size, our abilities. We judge how we are as a mom, how we are as a wife. And I think in the day and age of Facebook and Pinterest, we're even gotten worse at it. We want to be the women that we see on Facebook. We want to be the moms that we see on Pinterest. We want to be able to do the crafts that we see these women make or be able to decorate our house the way they do. But this is the thing that we need to remember. Psalms 139:14 says, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, and I know full and well. God tells us that. But we as women stay so preoccupied with what's wrong with ourselves that it keeps us preoccupied with ourselves. We start living a life of it being about me. We wake up in the morning thinking what we don't like and how can we change it, or we just worn out and don't have the energy to change it. So we just live a miserable life. Or we even worse speak it. We will talk about in front of our children the things that we don't like about ourselves that we can't change. We talk about how I wish I was craftier, or I wish that I could do this or do that. In reality, God made you just the way you are for a purpose. He has given you your personality. He has given you your looks for a reason. God has got a purpose for you. God did not make a mistake when He made you the way that you are. Quit beating yourself up about that. Author and speaker Andy Stanley says it best when he says, comparison is a sin. When we compare ourselves to other women, we are sinning against God's creation. And that is so important for us to remember. Proverbs 14:30 says, a sound heart is the life of the flesh, but envy is the rottenness of the bones. We cannot envy and want what these other women have, whether it be their home or their looks or their abilities. To remember that God created you on purpose for a purpose. If you don't feel good about yourself, you can't help anybody else feel good about themselves. That's important. God designed you to serve and to love others. John 13:35 says, but this shall all men know you are my disciples if you have love for one another. When we love one another and we care for one another and we're checking on one another, we're not preoccupied with ourselves. God has placed people in your life and in your path for a reason. He knows that personality that you are and your gifts that He has given you, and He has placed people in your life for you to be able to reach with those gifts. Now, something to remember is the most significant thing that we do may not be what you're doing at all, but it may be who you're raising. God may have given you a child that He has got such big dreams for, that He knows you're the perfect mom for, and that may be what He needs you to do. But all of us are unique, and all of us are different, and that's exactly what God created. He wanted you just the way you are. He wanted your looks and your shyness because He knew there was a woman who would feel comfortable to talk to you. Or He wanted your bluntness and your boldness because He knew you could confront a friend in a loving way about something that needed to be confronted about. Spend some time praying that God reveal to you how He needs to use you and what your purpose is to serve others, because it's not all about you. We can't serve Christ if we are feeling sorry for ourselves. Peace comes from obeying Christ, and He says to serve. That is a peace that is so awesome when you're serving. So this holiday season, if you find yourself kind of feeling blue and bummed out and a little depressed, which some of us get the holiday season, I want you to pray that God places somebody on your heart that you check on and that you serve and that you encourage. When you're having a bad day, the best medicine you can do is to encourage somebody else. And God will give you a peace and bless you significantly for that. So remember, you were created on purpose, just the way you are, for a purpose. Thanks.